A little while ago, I was discussing theory with somebody online, and they brought up the RCP Canada, and I said that I didn't support the RCP Canada. They asked me why, and I said, well, it was mainly because of the third worldist position that I do have. But they asked me if I had any criticisms, real criticisms of the line that the RCP Canada holds. So he said, could you do a video on it? And then I sat down and I thought about it, and I jotted down a few ideas, and then I realized, this could be a small book. There was enough there really for me when really talking about the theory that's put forward by the organization that it could be made into a whole book. So that's exactly what I did. So I've produced this new book, The Bloody Feet of the RCP Canada. Now, the title may seem rather odd, but it's actually referring to something that Mao had said. He called it cutting the toes to fit the shoes, meaning he was criticizing people for not having theory fit reality, instead trying to make reality fit the theory. So he accused them of cutting the toes to fit the shoes instead of building shoes specifically for these people's feet. And that's where the term, the bloody feet of the RCP Canada, comes from. Now in the book, which is just under 100 pages, details a whole set of problems that the organization has, pieces of their line that don't seem to correspond to the reality around us. For example, they say that the Canadian public is growing tired of the usual old, institutions that are set there as alternatives, particularly with regards to the NDP, which is a choice between the domination of liberal and conservative, and that people are supposedly turning away from that and are now becoming more radical. Well, the statement is not true, because the NDP, the formal alternative, has been steadily increasing since they actually wrote those words. They've gained more influence in the government as time has gone on. So people are not in a position where they are rejecting the formal alternatives to the institution. They're actually going towards them. And in fact, Canada in the last couple of elections, have gone conservative. They've gone in the opposite direction it is that the RCP Canada says that the country is going in. And I believe the reason for that is the destruction or the reduction of the middle class. As the first world is finding it harder to get by, people are not resorting to class struggle. They're in fact going to a backward kind of idea, a conservative idea, trying to get back what we once had, to return to the values that made us great, return to the golden era. They're not actually looking forward to a better world through class struggle. They're actually looking backward at a previous time when they had everything they wanted. And this is quite contrary to what we're fed by first worldists in general. So I've outlined a lot of things like that in this book, and it's not a terribly expensive book. It's rather cheap. So I would suggest if anybody really wanted a real criticism of the RCP Canada, I suggest going to lulu.com, link is in the description, and checking it out for yourself. If you like this video and you'd like to see more of them, then head over to my Patreon page and show your support. Or you can go to the MRN bookstore and check out some of the latest books available. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and share on various social media.